going on, guys? It's me, Josh. I'm joined with Alex and our replacement for Caleb, Justin.
It's your boy Justin.
Yes, sir.
Goody.
So I wanted to bring him in here not only for his ideas on this because I am missing a person, but I feel like, how do I say this without being racist, bro? This sounds so bad. But like, I want to get someone from that point of view.
From my culture.
For real, because I mean, I could say a lot for like what I can see, but I never lived it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I could see someone with
Right.
this. So I would say on the reparations topic that I feel like it's acceptable, and I feel like in multiple ways it would not only break that financial gap between races, but also help like almost make amends for what people did in the past. Because like, I know I didn't grow up in that time, and I know I can't really do much about that, but the time is now, and the time is for reparations,
And
to
the time
repair.
is for change, too.
For real. Time to change.
Lock in.
Literally. Because they have to, bro. They just like, they can like visibly see the path that it went. Like, after slavery, they got that bit of land, and then they like dispersed that way, and you can tell that like if you look now geographically and you do like one of the like the culture ones where it's like you can see like white people, Hispanic people, black people, they almost stayed in that same area.
Exactly.
Like they can't go anywhere because they don't really have the money to. And
Right.
if you think about it, like in my case, I didn't really have a lot of money, but like my grandparents, they were pretty well off. So when my like dad was born, he didn't really have to like struggle. He like went to college and shit like that, and like got a job pretty much immediately working at like my uncle's business. So like that was a pretty big step, and that's why we haven't like really struggled. But like if you like your grandparents, you could say, just have no business because they didn't like have the chance to. How are you really gonna get a start?
Right.
How are you gonna see like really the world? You can't go anywhere. You haven't got the money to. You feel me? Like, I don't know. I feel like reparations is definitely a thing I would agree with, and I feel like it's necessary.
I agree with it. I just think they gotta change how they get the money.
For sure. I feel like the only way they're getting the money right now, I haven't even told you this, was weed taxes on dispensaries. Yes.
That's great.
And it really doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
I don't know how that fraction of the population who buy it would be able to like cover everybody in that area. And if it is solely that income,
Right.
they would have to divide it equally.
And how are you going to divide that equally? And that's based off the tax.
Exactly. That's only tax money.
Exactly.
So personally, I feel like it should be a statewide tax or a
I don't know.
countrywide tax. Like not when you pay your car taxes. Like now, oh, I'm paying my insurance. Now on top of it, I'm paying this new thing like a reparations tax. It won't be like that. They are going to have to take the income they get from our taxes and split it. You're not gonna, like, bro, the government is rich. Like, they're balling. You think they really need our taxes
They ballin'
every
harder
single
than
year?
LeBron, y'all.
Like, they don't need that. Like,
I thought you were saying add another tax.
Hell no.
Because then they're just kind of paying for their own reparations.
exactly. I feel like on your already base taxes, you cut a percentage of it, like 90%, like for everything else for the town, 10% for them. Because if it's 10% per every single person, that would be a good amount of money, and honestly probably way more than just what like you get from weed. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Exactly.
That shit is crazy. Taxing the weed, man, is wild.
Literally, bro, you tax on a dispensary, that's crazy. And that's like, how many people you think can't even go into there and go grab it from there? Like, I feel like most people get it off the street anyway, so they're not making all the money they really could. And then in the same way, it makes it look bad. It's like, oh wow, so if they want it, now they have to have more people buy weed. And then in the same way, that is kind of worse, because then they're never gonna get rid of weed now.
Exactly.
Because, like, you can have it legal and everything like that, but, like, I honestly, for how easy for the younger generation to get it,
What
I
he's
feel
trying
like,
to say, there's always gonna be his ups and his downs, and his downfalls against it, because
yeah,
it's never gonna be all just the same way. The positive, there's always gonna be positive and negative about it.
yeah. Because, like, it's a good thing for money, but then it's bad because now it's easier and like, more wanted to buy it.
Exactly.
Rather than looking for any other solution like what I've got. And I kind of want to talk about, like, the money gap a little bit, because, like, that's, like, the main issue too, is that they say, like, after, like, slavery and everything like that, like, there wasn't, like, schooling for, like, those slaves, you know what I mean? So they had pretty much, like, no idea. They just had, like, some farming skills and stuff like that, and then all the skills they pretty much made themselves. So, like, if you, like, looked, a lot of those people, like, hundreds of years back, they don't have anything to show. But, like, you could see white people have this company, this school I fucking built, this thing. It's like, I feel like for them to be able to feel, like, almost comfortable, you know what I mean, the reparations is needed. Break that gap. Because, I mean, I know I wouldn't even want to be, like, felt like I'm, like, oh, I'm too poor, or oh, this and that. So it's like, it's just like a moral thing. Like, why would you want someone to feel that way? You know what I mean? Simply because you're taking your sweet time. Like, do you know this bill has been trying to get passed for 30 plus years? And they've just been stalling. And then their main thing is, they kept saying, oh, what was it? They were like, the slavery happened then, and this is now. I don't feel like this is a way we should be moving forward as a country. And I'm like, I'm listening to this guy talk, and it's a white dude, and I'm like, literally, I'm like, what is he talking about?
And you know what's even more crazy? You told me that they've been trying to pass it for 30 years, 30 plus years now. You see all these other laws that they added.
Yo, literally,
all these other states.
Some quick laws.
In these past 30 years that they're trying to do that law that you just said.
They're
That's
passing
crazy.
all this other, like, literal. They passed the legalizing marijuana law before they passed this.
Right.
Are you serious? Like, come on, dude. Like, that's just a joke, like a flat out joke.
Like, you should still legalize marijuana, but do it after.
For real, like
pride towards yourself.
They were like, oh, legalize marijuana. Oh, and then we can tax on top of it. Yo, we're perfect, bro. We're setting it up for a great time.
Right.
Like, no, really, I don't think so. Like, I feel like that's just not only corny, but like low life.
Low life and
type
ignorant.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
We gotta get society right before we get anything like substances, alcohol, anything right.
Exactly.
It starts with the people first, then we can add on anything.
For real. And then they're like, the biggest part is they're doing it in like the most like poverty filled areas, which is good, but in a way you're like increasing taxes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because it's not really like they're only taxing it on that. I'm pretty sure they're bumping most of the taxes on most like the people's stuff. So it's like, in a way, they're losing money just to gain a fraction of it back. And
They're
I feel like
losing more money, if we're being honest.
And I wonder if when they give the reparation money, if it's gonna be like when you win the lotto and then they give you like this amount of money, but then like your state takes a little bit.
Yeah, because you know how the lotto is. You expect the 50,000, but they take like 25,000.
Yeah, literally.
Taxes.
Yeah, for real. Like when Booga, the Fortnite player, won the mill, he literally only got $750. They took a whole $250,000 from him. Yep, from his state tax. Pennsylvania stole it from him. So like, imagine that. You get your reparations. You're like, oh shit, yo, 30 grand in the mail. Let's go, bro. My kid's about to go to college. I'm about to be able to, you know, get up a little bit.
Boom.
And then boom, bro. 10 grand scratched right out of your hands.
Snatch.
I would have been like, great.
What the fuck was the point?
Sign another reparations bill now.
Right.
Repair what they just did to me.
Right.
Like, there's no way. Like, and I feel like you can't put a number on what it truly costed for those like years of straight up torture. Like there's not another word to explain what that, like what they really did. Like that was torture. And then they just act like, oh, it was this amount of years ago. It's not a big deal. Like, come on. It's like, I feel like it shouldn't even be a fraction of money. Like, I feel like it should just be treated equally. Like, you see how, like, statistically, I have a paper, it's in my folder somewhere, but it shows in, like, higher up, like, more professional businesses, they almost don't want to hire people of color. And I'm talking Hispanics and blacks. And it's just like, why? Like, literally why? Like, it makes zero sense.
Right.
Like, it makes zero sense. And it's not like it's in the poverty areas. It's like in literal, like, cities, major cities with humongous amounts of people and amounts of money. And then they just say, no. Just no. Ew, no.
There's nothing wrong with you, but
literally, bro, like, no, they definitely think there's something wrong. They're just assholes, and they just have problems with people for just based off their color. And that's like another thing. It's like there's like, I swear there's like two groups of white people. The white people who just don't care and see everybody equally, and then there's the group that grew up with the ancient old parents who were just born in segregation and slavery and just will continuously preach it. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen people like that in Home Depot and, like, Lowe's and shit. Like, when I'm going for wood and stuff. Like, just straight racist. Just straight racist.
shit is crazy.
And it's just like, how do you sign a reparations bill?
Right.
Like, listen, how do you sign the reparations bill? Try to give them the much money you can without really affecting all these other people. And then not expect any backlash from these racists. Like, eventually, it's gonna become a huge problem. Like, a huge problem that you can't really do really anything about. And it's just gonna be like, oh shit, oh, these fights here, these brawls here, these fucking buildings are now on fire, all because of reparations. It's like insane.
Yeah, it's fucked.
I don't know. But I feel like reparations is necessary, and the only way to move forward is to fix that gap and treat everybody equally.
Treat them like their family, man.
Treat them like they family, bro. It's my brother Justin, bro. I
your boy
could
Justin.
never see him any differently. I don't know how anybody could do that, bro. Literally,
Sir.
this shit's insane.